Rational Team Concert Enterprise Extensions presents Working with the ISPF Client. In this demo, you'll learn to customize the default preferences setting so you can start the ISPF client wherever you choose, such as Connections, Workspaces, Edit, or Build. You'll also learn to add and remove components in a repository and to change the flow target in the ISPF client. To change the first screen options section, go to the Preferences menu and enter your initial option preference to always start ISPF client. In this case, we'll begin with option 4, which is the Builds option. Next, we'll log into an RTC server, and after login, you'll notice the Builds option panel is displayed. This time we'll go back and change our preference to preference number 2 in order to start with the Repository Workspace option. Restart the ISPF client and log into the server again to confirm your changes. Next, we'll demonstrate the Add/Remove component. Enter E next to a repository workspace to edit it. The Edit Repository Workspace panel shows the current flow target, if there is one, and the components list included in the edited repository workspace. Enter a backslash next to a component in the list to display the available component list actions. The available actions are create a new component, add an existing component, or remove a component in the selected repository workspace. Enter choice number 1 to create a new component. Enter a name for the new component to create and add in the repository workspace. The new component is now displayed in the list of components. Enter R action code next to a component in the list to remove it from the repository workspace. Press Enter to confirm the remove action, and the component is deleted from the list. This time we'll add an existing component. Enter the backslash next to a component, then enter choice number 2 to add an existing component. You'll see a list of components to select from. Select one of the existing components by using the backslash, and you'll see it added to your list of components in the repository workspace. Next, we'll demonstrate working with the Change Flow Target function. Begin by entering a backslash in the column next to the current flow target. Your choices are to add a flow target, remove a flow target, or set a flow target as current or default. Press F3 to return to the Change Flow Target panel and enter the R action code next to a stream to remove it from the repository workspace. Press Enter to confirm the remove action. Next, enter C action code next to a stream to set it as the current flow target and press Enter. Notice the current flow target is changed in the list. Enter D action code next to a stream to set it as the default flow target and press Enter. Notice the default flow target is changed in the list. Enter a backslash next to a flow target and then enter choice 1 to add a flow target in the repository workspace. From the Add Flow Target panel, use the combination of Pattern and Show fields to obtain a list of flow targets to add to the repository workspace. A flow target list corresponding to the entered combination of Pattern and Show fields is displayed. Enter a backslash next to a flow target to add. For example, choose a repository workspace in the proposed list to be added in the repository workspace. The selected repository workspace is added to the flow targets list. Enter a C action code next to this flow target to set it as current flow target for the edited repository workspace. The current flow target is now the Eclipse Mortgage 4.0.6 repository workspace. Press F3 to return to the repository workspace list panel. This change flow target action provided some outgoing change sets from the edited repository workspace to this new flow, represented by the decorator next to the repository workspace. This concludes the demo. Please click on the following links for more information and demos.